Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is a favor for all the wonderful people in our community who have been watching my videos, and asking questions about some of these companies. So I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not saying you should go ahead and buy this particular stock, but I want to show you how to calculate some of the things you see here. This is MTN's Q1 financial statement, January to March 2026, March ending 2026 specifically. You can see the revenue, operating profit. I downloaded this PDF from the NGX disclosure page. That's where these things are posted for you beginners. But when you look at these numbers, it might be confusing for you. I mean, this part might not be confusing, but if you want to dig deeper to better understand MTN's just operations fundamentally, what else was reported in this PDF, because it's a lot of stuff, right? I have a way to do this, and that's what I've been using for not just Nigerian stocks but for US stocks. I use something I call the balance sheet first framework, and that's what I want to show you guys. So with the balance sheet first framework, I'm able to properly analyze any company's stock and fundamentally tell you if the stock is actually good or not. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take everything I say word for word, or just go and put all your money in the stock market. But what I have shared with the rest of the community has helped a lot of people in the previous years, and I think it might help you as well. Of course, if you go through all of this, feel free to take your time and also go and do your own research yourself. So I use the balance sheet first framework. What does the balance sheet first framework do? Well, it gives me a proper idea of what a company's asset, liabilities, and equity is looking like fundamentally. So if you want to know if a company is solid or not solid, or they have a problem, you use the balance sheet first investment framework. It helps a lot. So you see some of this information already here, like your like your revenue, your operating profit. You see some of these on Twitter already. But using the balance sheet first framework, you can also get a sense of what the balance sheet integrity is like. And I also added the formulas here so you guys can see. If you want to get the total assets of a company, it's basically total equity plus total liabilities, and then you get the total assets. So if you're also a beginner, you're learning these things, take your time to go over some of these formulas. It's going to help you a lot to understand how we arrive at these numbers. But looking at these numbers right now, MTN really, really cooked, because I mean, look at the EPS. EPS went from 6 naira to 16 naira. That's 166% growth. And I think it's freaking amazing. If you're wondering what the EPS is, your EPS is basically for every single share of MTN that you own, the company earned 16 naira on your behalf, in Q1 2026 alone. So an EPS of 16 naira from 6 naira in Q1 2025 is really impressive. You can see the share price is 760. If you're wondering why it's this, it's because we're looking at just the report for Q1 2026 alone. I know, this is reported in April, but we're looking at the numbers for January till March. That is why you see the share price like this. But just looking at everything, you can see there is a huge growth here. But you don't just want to stop there. If you're fundamentally analyzing a company, you want to go over some of the other information as well. Again, I added all of the formula here and some of the notes from the PDF here as well. So for the cautions you see here, I don't think you should worry about them, because some of these things, some of the things that are happening here are actually normal for a what we call a telcos company, right? So some of these ratios, you shouldn't let them bother you, but I added that here as well, for you to see the debt structure as well, the total lease liability of 2 trillion naira. I also added a note just to ease your mind on that it's normal for telcos to have that, so it's okay in a sense. I'm not saying you shouldn't pay attention to MTN's debt and borrowings, but right now it's not ridiculous. It's not bad. And they've also done a good job paying their previous debts as well. Now, if we come to asset quality, you can see the net PPE also is up 14%. If you're wondering what PPE is, your PPE is a term that is property, plant, and equipment. It's basically um the physical long-term assets that MTN as a company owns that they use to run their business, you know. So your PPE will include office buildings, land that they own, motor vehicles as well, and all of that. So that's what your PPE is. Uh, you see some of the other information here as well. Again, don't worry too much about these things. I'm not just saying this alone. There are a lot of people who are sharing just the first page on Twitter, and they are just letting you know how much MTN made, their liabilities and all of that. But that's that. But using this balance sheet first framework, I'm able to actually determine some of the other things. And I'm telling you now for a fact that I think MTN is really, really solid. Maybe not the best company on NGX, because I mean we've seen ridiculous numbers as well with TIP, the Initiate PLC. So MTN is trying, and we have companies like Meristem who are already saying that MTN is going to get to 1,000 naira per share. In fact, a lot of these brokers are already saying that the stock is going to get to 1,000 naira per share. So I think that MTN has not finished going up right now. As you can see, this free cash flow of 336 billion naira is massive. It's freaking insane, and it really, really, just like it says here, it really, really shows strength with the stock. And I'm really happy for anyone who is holding MTN right now. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I'm going to try and leave this PDF somewhere, maybe on the WhatsApp group, so that you guys can take a look at it. And if you want to learn some of these calculations, you can, learn them. If you want to see more videos like this, you want to hear me talk about these companies and tell you if it's a good company or not a good company, not as a financial advisor, but as somebody who can take a second look at the company and tell you what I think, leave me a comment. Like this video, leave a comment. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this.